Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that. I didn't observe that. One of the technical issues I've been witnessing but trying to battle out since the beginning of today. So sorry about that. So that means I have to do a recap of what I just explained. Okay, I will do that. What I was saying here is this. I said at the beginning of this week, we had a situation where price action was caught within a channel between the $77.90 level. So we had the resistance point of a channel here. And then we also had the support level of the channel around the $76.35 level. And whenever I have this kind of structure, what I look forward to is to wait and see how price action will be reacting to this level. And one thing I normally look out for is either a breakout of the channel to give me a selling opportunity, or a breakout of the channel to give me a buying opportunity. And lo and behold, during the early hours of yesterday, we saw the breakout of the $77.90 level to give us a signal of a possible bullish momentum at this point. And we were able to add some position here as price action retest the structure, and we rode the move all the way up as price action moved about 60 pips thereabout, okay, 70 to 80 pips thereabout, before we saw this bearish momentum bringing price crashing back into our entry point, taking us out of this position. And I said here that if you are following me on my TradingView platform, this morning I shared this update here on my US oil platform, where I said I will be anticipating another buy position right above the $77.90 level. So this was my comment here. I said after being taken out of the buy position, I still look forward to buying opportunities above the $77.90 level, but a breakdown of the $76.35 level will welcome selling opportunities. And as you can see here, we already have a buy position triggered above the $77.90 area, where I am of the opinion that price action might likely continue to the upside. And one thing I would advise us to do here is that as soon as price gets into somewhere around the $77.40 level, we want to be moving our stop loss accordingly to lock in some profit. So for the week now, we have been seen buy pressure within the channels between the $77.90 level and the $76.35 area, which simply means that if price action continues to stay right above the zone, we shall be comfortable in our buy position. However, I still need price action to do a breakout of the structures here. In fact, I need price action to break out of the $77.40 level to give me further confirmation that we might likely be buying for this week. So we're looking forward to adding more position above the $77.40. But one thing I said here is that once we see price action, we want to see price action break out of the $77.40 level and on our lower time frame, scale down to your 15 minutes time frame, look out for a breakout of that structure, then probably buy pressure above this level. Then we want to be adding more position to our existing trade, and a further breakout of the $78 level will definitely be welcoming additional position at this point. Then in as much as we said we are looking forward to buying opportunity here, we cannot ignore the fact that we have been on a bearish momentum since last week, and as in that regard, we need to also consider the possibilities of sellers actually coming in this market. And to take advantage of a selling opportunity here, we want to see price action break down the support level. Remember, this is the support level for this week at the $76.35 level. So we want to see a breakdown of that structure, price action taking out all the buy positions here, and possibly selling pressure below the structure on our lower time frame will definitely be giving us an opportunity to join that decline to the downside. So these are my views here on the US oil. If you have any questions, feel free to drop your inquiries in the comment section. Let me see if there are any questions. All right, so that is that on the US oil. I can see Woodjack, well done, how you doing? JPUS analysis will be great. Of course, we are going to be treating that. I told you earlier that this live session is going to be more of doing a follow-up detail to the publications I normally make during the course of the weekend. And if you see what I said here at the beginning, sorry you weren't able to hear me due to the audio quality. Now, I have 4 pairs that I'm monitoring for this week, and that is the GBPUSD, the XAUUSD, and the USDJPY, and the US oil, which we have just treated. So these are the pairs that I will be treating during the morning live sessions going forward, and we shall be doing follow-up details on this one. So that is what we are going to be doing. So obviously we are going to be treating the GBPUSD as well. So moving on now, I will be taking on the USDJPY. So I've already done an update here on my TradingView platform as well. So if you are following me on my TradingView platform, you would have seen this. And what we have seen here since the beginning of the week has been quite interesting here. And what we saw initially was a situation where the week has started on a bullish note. So the week started around the 134.150 level here. So we saw a buy momentum, but as soon as price got into the 134.500 level, remember how important that structure is. If you watch my video on the USDJPY, you will see how important that level is. So this is more or less a follow-up detail to our analysis. So most of the time we shall be doing this on the 1 hour time frame. So price action rejected that level to give us a selling pressure around that area, pushing price further to the downside. And one thing that has happened in this market in the last 24 hours is the fact that price have continued to consolidate around the 134.150 level since the beginning of the week. And this is more or less a sign that it could be an indecision in the market, or probably there is some low liquidity in this market. And if we take into consideration the public holiday in the US yesterday, price action was market was closed, the stock market was closed, the bond market was closed, and there will be low liquidity in the market, and that is why we haven't seen this consolidation phase that we saw here. But during the later part of yesterday, we saw some buy pressure. Price action broke out of the 134.150 to trigger a buy position here. So I had a buy position triggered above that structure, just right above that demand zone that was identified here yesterday. And what we saw here was multiple rejection of the structure during the early hours of today to further emphasize the strength of the buyers around this area. And I also shared this on my public platform, that is the TradingView platform, this morning, where I said we want to be buying at the breakout of the 134.150. And if you are part, or if you saw that update, you will definitely have taken advantage of that opportunity as price action has broken out of the 134.150. So since yesterday, we have a situation where price is moving over 65 pips in profit right now. So if you are joined from this level here, I will be advising that it's high time you moved your stop loss to lock in some profit, and the most appropriate place to move your stop loss at this point is somewhere right below the 134.450 level, and so that we can give room for price action to breathe at this area. Now going forward, now we want to look forward to see price action do a further breakout of the 135.00 level to welcome additional position. And one important thing about the 135.00 level is the fact that this is the highest point price has ever been this year, and we saw what happened during the course of Friday's trading session last week. We saw selling pressure resume around that area. So as soon as price tests this area, we want to see how price action will be reacting to this level. So as soon as it tests this area, we move our stop loss accordingly, lock in some profit probably somewhere around the 134.780 level, somewhere around here. Wait out and see how price action will be reacting to this level to decide if we are going to be adding more position to our existing trade, or we might be getting ready to join another wave of bearish momentum. So what we want to be looking out for to add more position around the 135 level is we should scale down to a much lower time frame, like a 10 minutes time frame, 5 minutes time frame or 15 minutes time frame to look out for a breakout retest of this level, buy pressure resume around this area, then we could add more position to our existing trade. So this is what I'm going to be looking forward to add more position at the 135.00 level. However, if price action gets into the structure and we start seeing rejection of that level, probably a selling pressure on our lower time frame, then we might be getting ready to join a decline to the downside. And to take advantage of a decline from this current structure, we want to see something like a reversal pattern. It could be your double top structure or your head and shoulder pattern, something like this. It could be a double top structure, breakdown retest of structure, then we could join that decline to the downside on that one. So this is what I'm looking forward to on the USDJPY. So if you're on this trade already, well done, kudos to you for being on standby to catch this move. Let's see how far this bullish momentum is going to go. Now the next pair we are going to be looking at is the XAUUSD. And on the XAUUSD, we already have a position triggered. I shared this also on my public platform. Let's see, that was about 35 minutes ago. I shared this update too as well, and we looked out for this is the channel we identified at the beginning of the week, and we were waiting for either a breakdown or breakout of that channel for trading opportunity. So at the beginning of the week, we had this situation where a resistance point is sitting right around the 1,845 level here, and we had the support level around the 1,838 area. Though we had some little breakouts of that 1,845, though I had some positions run at a particular point in time, but I was taken out of that trade. At one point in time, I was taken out at break even, and then when I saw the sell pressure resume here, I had to get out of that trade, close my trade manually on that one. So I had a little bit lost there. So I continue to wait out to see how price action will be reacting to the structure. And one thing we saw here during the early hours of today is the breakdown of the 1,838 level, triggering the sell position around that area, and price action has been moving with about how many pips is this? About 500 pips in profit at this point. And if you had been part of this trade, well done to you for being on standby to catch this one. So what we are going to be doing right now is to move our stop loss to break even. We want to move our stop loss to our entry zone here so that we see how price action will play out at this point in order to probably thinking of adding more position. But the current structure we have here doesn't project any possibilities of adding more position here. I will be giving an update on my TradingView platform if there is any opportunity to add more position here. But one thing I would like to state here is that since considering the fact that we have this breakdown of a structure at the 1,838 level, from a technical standpoint, whenever we cite a breakdown of a structure like this, the next thing we want to be doing is to wait out and see if price action will ever come back to do a retest of that structure. And if a retest of structure happens followed by selling pressure below this level on our lower time frame, we'll definitely be thinking of adding more position to our existing trade. So let's see how this is going to play out in the next couple of hours to decide if we need to add more position or we might be getting out of this trade at this point. And to further make this a little bit simple for you to be able to identify trading opportunities here, and looking at what has been happening here since the beginning of the week, you can see that price has been finding lower highs here. And whenever we have a simple lower high like this, the next thing we want to be doing is to connect the series of lower highs here to identify a trend line. And going forward, coupled with the structure at the 1,838 level, we want to be using this trend line to guide trading activities going forward. So if I do some little adjustment here, we have something like this. So we want to be seeing price action come back to retest that structure. If it does that, scale down to your lower time frame, look out for selling pressure around that area, then you could join that decline to the downside. So these are my views here on the XAUUSD, and if there are any possibilities of adding more position if price action does not come back into the structure, be rest assured that I will be dropping an update in that regard on my TradingView platform. So the last pair we are going to be looking at this morning is the GBPUSD. So now on the GBPUSD, which you asked after, and this is the situation we have here. And since the beginning of the week, it has been quite choppy on this pair since the beginning of the week, and I shared this during my at the beginning of the week here. So let me pull out the GBPUSD commentary for this week on my TradingView platform. So this is what we saw here at the beginning of the week. We had a buy position triggered at the breakout of the 1.20450 level after we saw the breakout of that resistance point, and price was a little bit choppy, quite choppy indeed throughout the course of yesterday. And I stated here that observance of the President's Day holiday in the US appear to have affected liquidity in the market, as the appearance of a consolidation phase becomes very noticeable in this market. So this is more or less the reason why we had that situation here. So I said, okay, fine, if we have that, take out of my position, close that trade manually and try to reset and see what we want to be doing here. So after doing that, we had the buy stop order above the 1.20450 to catch any bullish momentum if it so happens that price action breaks out of that channel to the upside. But till this moment, we have not witnessed the breakout of that structure. And then we had a sell stop order sitting right below the structure at the 1.20150 area, waiting for price action to break down that level to trigger our sell position. And in fact, in the last 1 hour here, we saw the breakout of that level, though price action is standing back into the channel at this point. So if you had a position triggered below the 1.20150 level, you will definitely be in a loss of about probably minus 1 or minus 2 pips at this point. So if you are taking probably around minus 3 pips in loss at this point in time, but we don't need to be we need to be patient here. Let's allow price action to play out. It's still looking a little bit bearish at this point. And if we consider what has been happening since the beginning of the week, just like what we saw on the XAUUSD, we can see price action has been finding lower highs at this point. And whenever we have a structure like that, you know what we do. We bring out our line chart, try to connect the series of lower highs here, so we have a simple structure that we can use to guide trading activity for today. So we have a trend line here figured out. So what this simply means is that we are going to be using this trend line as a criteria to guide our trading activity for today. So what this simply means is if price action continues to trade below that trend line, we shall be comfortable in our sell position. But if it so happens that price action takes out that sell position, that trend line there, then we might be getting ready to join a bullish momentum here. And we also have a structure around the 1.200 level, where I'm looking forward to another breakdown of the structure for another opportunity to add another sell position here. So with the current structure we have here, we remain bearish and feel comfortable below the 1.20150 for any selling opportunity here. So these are my views on the GBPUSD. I hope I made myself clear. If you do have any questions, feel free to drop it in the comment section before I close the video here for today. Okay, so no questions, nothing at all. All right. So I think at this point in time, I will just drop the curtain here and look forward to seeing you same time tomorrow as usual. Please don't mind my countenance this morning. It's my first time going live. It's my first time showing myself on video on the YouTube channel. So I hope things get better as we continue on this one. All right. So I wish you best of luck during the UK and the New York session today, and do have a wonderful evening. Please don't kindly follow me on my TradingView platform, spelled DARCSHERRY, so that you can be part of the commentaries I normally share in the comment section of all of my video. And kindly support me also on my YouTube channel by following me. Click the like button as well to like this live stream, and also click your notification button so that you can always get notified whenever I drop anything on my channel. So thank you once again, guys. I really appreciate your attention, and I look forward to seeing you same time tomorrow, and best of luck once again. Bye bye.